first episode of Mindful of Madness. I don't know how you found us, but I'm sure glad you're here. This is a podcast about artists and the artistic process. I'm your host, Andrew Ingram, and every week I'm going to share a conversation with a different artists about their work and process. I've got a lot of cool episodes already banked with painters, comedians, musicians, all sorts of cool folks that make cool things. A bit about me, just because first episode, I'm a comedian, a writer, sometimes photographer, and ultimately just a guy who likes making stuff. It's kind of the one thing I don't get tired of talking about, which is why I started this thing. I'm not an expert, I don't have a degree, but I believe art is for the people, and I want to highlight artists people should know about. With that in mind, our first episode is with a good friend of mine, a brilliant singer-songwriter and a guitarist. His name's Soda Pop. You can find his solo album, Some People Are Born After a While, on SoundCloud, and you can find his band, #DorsalFun, on Facebook and YouTube. Oh, and he was gracious enough to let us use his song Track 1 intro for theme music, which is really cool of him. As for me, I have a comedy album. It's called This Was a Bad Idea. You can find that on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your shit online. And you can find me on Twitter at Drew Joker Ingram and on Instagram at Andrew Ingram 88. All right, that's enough bullshit. Let's get into my conversation with everybody, welcome to Mindful of You know what? We're not doing it again. Welcome to Mindful of Madness, the podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Ingram, and woo! Oh man, I've got a cheering section. That's great. With me today is one of my best friends. He's a great dude. Aww. Who makes wonderful music. Everybody, it's Soda Pop.
Hi there, I'm Soda Pop.
Yeah. So we're just gonna have a chat about art and stuff, and it's gonna be great. And this is one of the very first episodes I'm recording, so if it's bad, that's my fault, not Soda's.
Partially mine.
Okay, mostly Soda's probably.
I claim it.
Yeah, mainly because he's a glutton for punishment. But that's just who he is as a person. He's nodding now. It was good podcasting.
Yeah. This is gonna translate to the listeners.
Yeah, so, hi Soda, it's good to see you, buddy. We're recording this kind of in the middle of quarantine still, although it's post when the riots have started, so, you know, if none of these are going to go out till August, but that'll timestamp when we recorded it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and if the giant Lego rat has descended from heaven to murder us all,
spoiler alert.
You can hear it here first. I wasn't surprised. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one, but
yeah.
Now I'm looking forward to it.
Not on your bingo card?
No.
Yeah. Giant Lego rat, you heard it here first. On Mindful of Madness. We're gonna explode after that happens. Yeah, we're going to have tens of listeners.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
At least.
So, how's it going, buddy?
Great. Fantastic. Splendid. Wonderful.
That's a lot of adjectives.
Yeah.
Which, you know, given in your cadence, kind of sounds like sarcasm. I can't tell.
No, life is actually not bad. It's, you know, it's weird being quarantined. It's weird with all the protests going on, but I think ultimately this is a year of change, and I think being able to see that is a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah, I hope it's a year for change, because if it's not a year for change, it's just a year that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, good or bad, it's changed.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
well,
happened.
Okay, that's a valid point. It's gonna be different one way or the other.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good different, not bad different.
Yeah. Normal is not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
This is, we've redefined it.
Yeah. So how has all of this weirdness kind of affected your music? Because you're one of the few musicians in town who's at open mics every week. You know, a lot of people, they'll go to one or two to try to get booked, and then you'll never see them again. But you're out here,
I'm a veteran for the cause.
Yeah, just hitting the mics every week.
Yeah.
But so not being able to do that, what's it been like with your musical process?
It's weird. It's a lot more experimental, because at this point you don't necessarily have to appeal to that niche crowd at an open mic.
Right.
While a diverse crowd, it's a niche crowd.
Six comics and somebody playing mandolin or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, so random instrument every week, and a bunch of comedians who don't give a shit about the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to Colorado Springs art.
Oh, it's beautiful though, because we support each other.
We do. Well, those of us who are around do.
Yeah. Once upon a time.
Yeah. So you're getting more experimental. I feel like this is. I guess we should have explained at the top of the episode. Soda's a musician. He, did I say magician?
No.
I
think you said musician.
I
was going to add air quotes to that.
Air quotes to magician.
Yeah.
No, you are a musician. You're in 2 bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, you write songs. You write beautiful songs. I would say you are my favorite singer-songwriter that I know personally, bar none.
Well, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. So Soda writes soda pop music. How would you describe what you do?
Soda pop music is a branch off of a larger genre called chiropractic pop.
Okay.
Stuff that makes you move.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's stuff that makes me happy, and I hope that would translate to others in some way. Or I feel like the main goal of an artist is to make your viewer or audience feel something they weren't feeling before. And I don't know, I feel like I achieved that in some way.
I think you almost always do. And like watching you on your hottest nights is like watching a rock star. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, especially how angry the audience is.
Came on 25 minutes late. Fuck you. Yeah. No, but it's I mean, everybody has off nights. Sometimes you have off nights. I God knows I have more off nights than on nights, especially at open mics. But when you're at your best, you make everybody listen, and that's hard to do. Is like, not every night at the Zodiac is a good night.
It's not.
And that's part of why it's such a great place to perform, is because you don't know what you're getting every time. So many different shows. You gear it. I'm doing this, little show at an underground weed bar. You're gonna gear your set a certain way.
Yeah.
And you can't do that at Zodiac. You have to just adapt and do what works in the moment or what you really need to work on, whether it works or not.
Yeah. And that's key too. But I mean, like, at the same time, like, I've seen a lot of different people just have that one good night.
Yeah.
Like, where just, it'll be a dead crowd up until they get on the stage and they start talking about something that gets their attention. And from that point on, they're actually listening to every performer after that.
That's true.
And that does happen. Sometimes it happens later in the night. Sometimes it's right off the bat. But I mean, that's the cool thing about that place.
Well, which is why, like, there are bands, especially on an all acts thing, I don't want to go up after another comedian. I like, the table just being bare. And I get to do whatever I want to do. I don't have to adjust my set to kind of tailor to what the last person did at
Yeah.
all, you know, to try to change gears. So I like going up after musicians, and I like going up after, like, say, you or the Short Term, because I know you're going to put on a good set, and people are going to at least be in a good mood, even if they're still not paying attention.
Right.
But they usually are by the time you're done with them. So,
Right.
you know, it's a perfect spot for me to do my weird comedy that maybe you have to be paying attention to, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's...
Who'd have thought? No, it's the same for me though. Like just the opposite. Like it's. I do find it's easier to go up after a comedian or like a spoken word than another musician, especially if it's another like solo act, just like playing guitar and singing.
Right.
Because you know you're gonna get those like comparisons to that person just by virtue of being after them, and that's a dangerous thing, I think. But I don't know, like you don't get that at all. Like going up after a comedian, it's like people are usually in a better mood.
Sometimes depends on how many of us in a row there have been. It's like 5 comics in a row. You're like, God damn it, just anything else. Actually, then they're probably really happy to see.
Yeah. Works out for me.
What do you think it's easier going up after, like a bad band or a bad comic, or poetry?
Ooh, you added that last one. That's a ringer.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably a bad band.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, people can tune out a bad comic if it's really that bad. Which, I mean, it's seldom been so bad that I have to tune out a comic.
Right.
But, like, if it's a band and it's just really bad, it's going to be... Usually when a band is bad, they're a loud band.
Yeah.
Loud bands are always the worst.
You're really showing your privilege here. Your pasty singer-songwriter privilege.
Go to a Ted Nugent concert and accept that I'm right. But yeah, and I feel like people just want to escape that, and that's when you get a lot of people going out for cigarettes or tucking in for the night. Yeah.
It really sucks when people go out for cigarettes and it's nice, so they stay out.
Yeah.
You know, even after the bad band or the bad comic.
And I fall victim to that, you know? Sometimes it's just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're just hanging out with your friends because that's what, you know, these nights are. And that's probably, honestly, the real reason Zodiac's my favorite mic is because I get to see my friends and we actually get to hang out.
Yeah. You
know, when you do straight comedy open mics... You get in, you bullshit for 5 minutes before the show starts with your friends, and everybody's tense, and then you go and suck because comedy open mics suck, and then you get off stage and you go home. You know, there's not the same. Yeah. We're all just chilling out and having a good time.
Yeah. Shit, I remember actually around the time when I first met you at Zodiac, we would get there at like. 4 hours before sign up even started?
Yeah, sometimes just hung out because there was nothing else to do. I wasn't working. Yeah. You know, I was not attending college classes. You know, I was pretending I wanted a degree at the time.
No, it was always a good thing though, because like we could always like just work on our shit in front of each other. Like
that's true. Yeah.
I remember many a time we would just make up songs out on that big bar out there, or like I don't know, just to have ridiculous conversations that I feel like at least Ryan turned into bits at some point.
Oh, always, yeah. And I'm down for a riff, but my riffs never wind up being stuff I do on stage. I'm just not that good. Yeah, but I feel like we've covered open mics pretty glowing.
Yeah.
God bless the Zodiac.
What about the downsides?
Oh God.
The sound quality.
The sound quality. Your loved ones wondering why you're not at home 4 nights a week. Yeah, the biting agony when something you knew was gonna work doesn't.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, I think we've covered it. What are your least favorite things about open mics?
Oh man, probably the sound quality.
Yeah.
Is the main one. Just because, I mean, and I understand it from an engineer standpoint. Like you have all kinds of different acts going up. I mean, it's hard to adjust them perfectly.
Oh yeah.
And within their 10-minute time frame or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That's
true, but you know what I hate even fucking more than the sound quality?
Wireless mics.
Well, yes, wireless mics. Number one with the bullet, wireless mics, the worst thing that's happened to live performance. Yeah. Fuck wireless mics. But no, it's when a musician. You may have done this once that I've seen, but when musicians are up on stage and they're playing, they're like, "Can I get a little more in the monitor? Can I get a little more in the monitor? Can you turn up my guitar more? Can you?" It's an open mic, bro. Yeah. It's an open mic. You're doing 3 songs. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck down. Let somebody else do their time.
I've done that more than once.
Yeah, I've only seen you do it once.
It is hard to hear yourself sing, though.
Yeah.
And that's why I do it. I'm a diva.
Yeah.
I want to hit the right note, and I can't do it just by feeling it.
Well, you are somebody who goes for very specific tones, like you are a singer-songwriter. You clearly I mean, who would, I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. Who would you say your influences are?
Oh man, probably Beck, Elliot Smith, Gorillaz. Sheryl Crow is really cool. I don't know, Dinosaur Jr., like a lot of different things.
Yeah.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Of course. If I had to rank my top 3 influences, probably Beck, Gorillaz, and
Elliot Smith.
Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles?
Elliot Smith. Oh man, Elliot Smith. Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can see Elliot Smith come through more in your songwriting than just about anybody else, and the way you write songs.
Oh man, he's so good though.
Yeah, no, he's great, but you do have, like, I feel like Beck's a musician who pays a lot of attention to tone, and that's something you do as well. You know, when you've moved away from it a little bit, but when you first started playing your acoustic, there was such a tinny tone to it that I don't know. I mean, my instinct is to say it's intentional, but like it gave you such a distinctive sound that made you stand out. And it felt a little. It kind of felt, like early White Stripes when Jack's, purposely playing really cheap guitars.
Yeah, and actually it's exactly that is why I used those guitars.
Because they were cheap or because they sounded cool? Because they were cheap.
Both. Yeah. I mean, it's just a weird little thing that worked out. The cheap ones ended up sounding nice to me, and I don't know. I mean, classical guitars in general are just really cool, but yeah, the one in particular that I played a lot when I first met you. I still have that one, and the only thing about that one, the reason I don't use it that much is just because it's hard to get it to hook up to the monitoring system at Zodiac.
Oh yeah.
It's just I can never get it loud enough to actually hear it, so I have to bring my amp. But now I bring my amp anyway. It doesn't make
you're playing
sense.
Electric more than anything.
There's no reason to not use that guitar more, honestly, and it is easier to play, but.
Yeah, I really like that guitar. I'm not a gear guy in any way, shape, or form, but I'm sure some people listening are probably into gear. So, what guitars do you use, and what's your basic setup?
Well, my main guitar now is Fender Stratocaster. I run it through a Fender Frontman. So, keeping with the Fender.
Yeah.
For some reason. I was never a big fan of Fender growing up. The amps are really good, but the guitars I've never been a fan of. But this one has held up really well. I use a Holy Grail reverb pedal from Electro Harmonics, as well as their ring thing, which is a ring modulator, and their Memory Boy, which is just a delay pedal. And also I use Dan Electro Daddio Overdrive. So yeah, all the cool gear.
I'm never gonna look any of that up.
It's super interesting stuff, man.
What are the effects you're getting into right now? Like, what's sounding cool to you using all this shit?
Oh man, I don't know. It's just like I've been playing a lot with the delay and the reverb together, and just I don't know, honestly, some of the lead stuff I've been writing is kind of like an edge from U2.
Oh, okay.
It's very electronic feeling, but I don't know, it fits what Dorsal Fun is doing, which is what I've been like focusing a lot of attention towards lately.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Dorsal Fun because it's your other project. Hashtag Dorsal Fun because dolphins are rapists, if you didn't know, and what's the mission statement of the band? To just kill dolphins or rapists?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We're
how would you describe the music? Because it's kind of more jammy.
Yeah, it's a lot more jammy. The thing about Dorsal Fun is it's mostly improvisational.
Yeah.
Like we have basics for a song, like just like the basic structure that we stick to, and then we'll branch off of that from time to time. And
yeah,
I mean, honestly, a lot of the time, like when we do like our live streams or like we're gonna be releasing what we're calling an album. It's basically just us jamming out for 45 minutes.
Yeah. No reason not to release that.
Yeah, like, it's not great, but there are some really cool parts to it.
Plus, like I think the cool thing about this band is the show you're watching is the show you're watching, and nothing else is going to be like this. If your songs were any longer, you'd be Fish, and I'd hate you.
Yeah.
But it's kind of this perfect encapsulation. So you're in the band, our friend Puppet's in the band,
yep.
And Will Louth, who is an awesome drummer.
The best drummer.
The best drummer, probably the best drummer in town.
I would say.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Inimitable is the word I would describe.
Yeah, but talk about those guys and what they're bringing to the band, because you've got the soda pop varnish on it, which I think is great. Like there is a pop sensibility because you're there, which would be lacking otherwise.
Yeah. No, that's the cool thing about those guys. So like Puppet, of course, had his own thing going on. He's had several projects that he's been in, but I mean, a lot of people have probably seen him perform as Puppet if they are in Colorado Springs. So I mean, he brings that to the table, which is just, I'll say those guys just in general are the embodiment of what I think art should be, or what it aspires to be. Will, of course, was in Tie-Dye Leopard, and I mean, what can you say about the guy? Other than like he can stay on time and still do like crazy fills, and like he can do like 16th notes on his hi-hat with his foot, which is ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, watching Will play slow is almost painful for me because I know how well he can play fast. So
right. It's kind of beautiful though, because like especially, I don't know if he doesn't do it as much these days, but I know like back in the day, whenever he would play slower songs, he would do he was a lot more animated than just like arms flailing, and like you could like see it in his face that he was like, yeah, I'm about to come right now. And like he still has that face every now and then, but he controls it a lot more, and like he's just like.
Yeah, there's a contained fury. Yeah. It's like a racehorse spoiling. You know, just almost. It's almost time.
Yeah,
It's almost time.
He just doesn't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
He understands subtlety now. Like he's taken dynamics and just applied that to physically playing as compared to like just the way that it sounds. But
you know, Geddy Lee changed up his style.
Yeah,
I think it's okay.
It's a beautiful thing. It really is. But yeah, and then just those two.
Did I say Geddy Lee? Not Geddy Lee. Geddy Lee's the bass player from Rush. I'm sorry, I fucked it up.
He's also the singer.
Yeah, he's really good.
Neil
Peart. I almost said Alex Lifeson, who's the guitarist, and my dad's gonna beat me up.
That's the one I never remember.
Alex.
It's weird that he's overshadowed by the rhythm section, although he is a fantastic guitarist himself.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best guitarists in the world of rock music history, but he's in a band with Neil Peart, so
and Geddy Lee
and Geddy Lee and Neil wrote all the songs.
Yeah,
you know.
Geddy Lee plays keyboard with his feet sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I saw Rush live once. That was fun.
I imagine that would be a pretty insane experience.
Yeah, they've retired. Let's talk about punk rock, so I feel less embarrassed about liking Rush so much. Black Flag was one of your biggest influences, right? No.
Oh yeah, man.
More of Henry Rollins' spoken word stuff, actually. Yeah, what I've talked to Puppet. I gotta get him on the show as well, but I gotta get both those guys.
Puppet will talk your ear off.
Yeah, Puppet will talk my ear off.
He will wax poetic like nobody else.
No, it'll be great. He's gonna be a great guest. Everyone's gonna assume I'm on drugs.
I think he would be the most adept at like translating the podcast.
Yeah, I think he's a good communicator.
Yeah,
you know, he speaks eloquently, and he talks about deep subjects, but he doesn't talk to you about them like he's a professor.
Yeah, and he speaks with intent.
Yes, he does. He's a very genuine person.
Yeah.
So his influences are mainly jazz, right?
Yeah. Well, jazz and like Tom Waits. You know, a lot of.
Jazz. Tom Waits is jazz, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. When I think jazz, I think like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love swing and
yeah,
like freeform jazz and stuff. I don't know. Jazz is a pretty all-encompassing term, I guess.
It's when you say I like rock and roll music, what the fuck does that mean?
Exactly.
You know, does it mean Chuck Berry or Hinder?
Yeah.
You know, like maybe you're really into Puddle of Mud, but I like rock. Yeah, I like rock and roll music.
Oh man, that guy singing that Nirvana song.
I did not watch it, and I will not watch it.
Good for you.
I can't. I think I clicked on the link once and then went, no, never mind. I changed my mind.
I didn't mind so much. I mean, fuck Nirvana anyway.
Yeah. Who? You know what? We're not talking about this because you're a little younger than me, and I'm just gonna chalk it up to that. All right. You're not that much younger than me, but I'm gonna blame that. And we're not gonna talk about you thinking Nirvana sucks. Send him mail. I want you to send him personalized mail in the mail.
To clarify, I don't think they suck. I think they're vastly overrated.
Okay, well, okay, but anybody's overrated if you die.
That's the thing.
We'd be talking more about Cream than we would Jimi Hendrix if well, that might not be true. I could be an asshole saying that. Jimi Hendrix is pretty great.
How dare you?
Yeah. Eric Clapton's kind of racist now.
Oh man,
never mind.
That makes sense.
He's one of those like John Cleese, like keep England for England, motherfuckers. Let's comment on British politics now.
God save the Queen.
We mean it, man. So who brings the more jammy elements to Dorsal Fun, or is that just kind of collectively you?
That's a conglomerate.
Yeah.
I don't know. We all just, like I said, a lot of it's improvisational. So we'll just call a key at some point and just kind of like feel it out. And
yeah.
I mean, you don't automatically like get the feel of it on the first go around. So, you know, they tend to lengthen a little bit.
Yeah.
As we all like come together. We have this one song on the thing we're going to be releasing soon, Garbage Gravy. It's called Mess in E. It's a song that's in the key of E, and it's mess for about 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just like comes together, and it's like it's a really beautiful thing. Like it reminds me a lot of Saucer Full of Secrets by Pink Floyd from Live at Pompeii.
Oh, I don't think I haven't watched that one.
Okay, so it's I mean that song, a lot of what Pink Floyd did back then, I think, was just like kind of exploring sonic. How would I explain that? Yeah, just exploring different like
experimenting. I think.
Yeah.
It's just
noise
experimenting.
music, basically, just exploring sonically. But I don't know. It's a mess of just like all these like things swelling up and like different cymbal crashes and like chromatic scales, and then all of a sudden, just like that, it's just
just clicked into place.
It's the most beautiful song at the end. Like the chord progression, the melody, and like the way the percussion ties in. It's honestly one of my most favorite pieces of music in the world. Just because I think that's the most perfect representation of people. You know, just there's chaos and everything, but man, when we come together, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You do cool things when you come together, people. That's
the Beatles said.
That's the message here. Come together right now. Over me. Please don't sue me, surviving members of the Beatles. I don't have any money.
Wait, do they have the rights now? Is it not the Jackson family anymore?
I thought Paul bought them back, but he may have sold them again. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it is really fucked up if it's still the Jackson family.
I mean, Michael Jackson bought those fair and square.
I guess that is a shitty thing to do to your friend.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever else he may have done, that's a shitty thing to do to your friend.
Hey, he set his kids up for life, though.
That's true. I mean, I think it's safe to say people will be listening to the Beatles in another 50 years.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who owns it. The Beatles made enough money.
Yeah, the Beatles. Yeah, they're doing fine.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah. 50% of them.
50% of them. Oh man. Would you say George Harrison's a guitar influence of yours?
Oh man, absolutely.
Like,
freaking love George.
I can kind of see that.
I honestly like. Yeah, I would say so, and even his songwriting, I think, is a big influence. He's got some great songs just in general, like with the Beatles, but like his solo stuff as well. Like, I mean, of course, there's My Sweet Lord, and stuff, but like I Live for You, and like even Wah Wah is a really cool song.
Wah was a good song.
That's a good jammer. But
I felt very as a young missionary boy hearing My Sweet Lord for the first time made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, Hare Krishna. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to listen to this. This sounds sacrilegious.
Oh man, it's beautiful though.
It's a great song.
It's a shame he stole it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, there was a lawsuit.
Oh, that sucks.
I want to say they settled out of court, but
yeah,
it happens.
Well, they lifted Day Tripper from Clapton.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because the Clapton is only one part in the middle of a solo that he does it on the John Mayall and the Blues Breakers album, which he's fucking fire on. But yeah, then they used it for Day Tripper. But they were friends, so maybe he just said they could have it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's the collective unconscious, I think. I mean, what's the thing they say? Like, when someone on one side of the world thinks of something and then another person
Somebody
thinks of
will-
it independently.
Like within the next 6 months or something.
Yeah, it happened with the telephone. Like someone went to copyright their version of the telephone. Like I think a couple weeks after
Alexander Graham
Bell.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think everything that's happening. I mean, this is true of science. It's also just true of culture in general because, I think a lot of people write jokes around the same time. One, because specific events are happening, but also comedians start talking about the same things.
Yeah.
At the same time because things are happening in culture. And actually, bands are a great example of this. You'll have two bands on opposite sides of the country in 1987 who sound eerily similar. You had Detroit. You had the MC5 and you had Iggy Pop in Detroit when you had the New York Dolls.
That's true.
In New York, it was all just kind of happening separately. Though.
Yeah. And granted, that's not a super far distance, I guess, but I mean, I mean, even back then, I mean, it was hard to take something over that far.
Yeah. Well, I think they saw a lot of the same bands and were inspired by the same bands.
Yeah. Just somewhere in the middle. Or...
Yeah, just didn't, they it's not like Johnny Thunders and Iggy Pop were hanging out in 1968, It happened a little later after they had gotten started. But I forget why we were on that, but I like talking about proto-funk.
Yeah. Where were we?
Oh, we were talking about George Harrison.
That's right.
And I wanted to say, even though normally you're playing the rhythm of a song, you do still have fills that remind me a lot of Harrison. The way he
that's cool.
He adds fills into, especially with the Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way, but yeah.
You don't do anything this maybe abrupt, but like in Everybody's Got Something to Hide, but Me and My Monkey.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I've often thought about adding things like that. Man, I just.
Well, I think there's a level of it, just not to that extent, but also for soda pop music, you don't usually have an accompanying band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta bring out the loop pedal one of these days.
Nice. Have you fucked around with loop pedals a lot during quarantine?
Yeah, a little bit. So the only bad thing is I can't use the loop pedal with my other pedals right now because Guitar Center was closed for so long, and I didn't want to order a cable online. It just seems tedious. So, and plus the Guitar Center, I get a lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I think they're open, I think I'll be able to use them in conjunction.
Yeah. Have you been other than the dorsal fun stuff, have you been recording stuff here?
No, not so much. We actually, so with Dorsal Fun, we got a practice space recently. So I've been doing a lot of writing there. Just because, I mean, like, it's an enclosed space, and it's usually, I mean, I can just, like, focus on that and nothing else. There's no, like, TV over here with begging me to play the video games, or, like, I can't sit around and watch wrestling for 6 hours.
Are you a wrestling fan?
I'm a huge wrestling fan.
I had no idea.
It's oh man, it's one of my biggest influences.
That's awesome.
Even more so than a lot of bands.
Is that just being a geeky kid from Mississippi, you think? Just everybody was into it? Or
I think it's honestly more of being a theater kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, because that's all wrestling is. It's theater. But,
yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see, and people not so much improvise. It's pretty scripted as far as like promos go these days. But like, I don't know. Back in the day, they used to just come out and they would have a point A and a point B, and they would just say stuff to fill it up. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I don't like wrestling, but it's for
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
like the kids who beat me up in elementary school liked wrestling, so
Really?
so I didn't like it. But like,
At my school, the kids who liked wrestling got beat up.
oh really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I would think it's like a big thing down there, though. Like everybody.
No,
likes it.
I think a lot of people down there get offended because people assume a lot of people down there like it, and so they're like, we're gonna stamp it out.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm from the Midwest originally. Everybody loved wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like it was.
Well, that was part of the territories back in the pre-WWE days.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just the kids I knew loved wrestling. And I was like, it's fake. And then it hit me. Yeah. But, and I interrupted you for that stupid fucking tangent. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I am always down to talk about wrestling. It's one of my passions.
So, what... I don't want you to like give away like clandestine information if like it's not up to code where you're practicing, but like what kind of space did you get?
It's I mean, it's over off of Platt. It's actually when #Dorsal Fund first started out and we had like 5 members, we had a spot in the same building. And,
oh, cool.
It's just like, I mean, it's not like well kept up. Like anytime a window breaks, they just like put like a new board over it. But I mean, like it's good enough for what it is. There's no bed bugs or anything, so that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
That was my biggest worry for the first like 2 months.
Is it like a storage space or a warehouse space?
No, it's just like little rooms in a building. Like it might have been like
low-key squatters.
Yeah, something
place.
like that. But yeah, just a couple of like, I don't know, rooms the size of this, maybe a little bit bigger. And I don't know, this is what, like 10 by 7 or something.
Yeah. It's cool that you have a space now, though. I'm very jealous.
Yeah, it's good because we can actually get really loud, not have to worry about neighbors. And
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I filmed a video this weekend and was waking people up.
Yeah,
it just kind of sucks, and I felt bad, but
yeah. That's the thing. Like I remember in Mississippi, we would like practice at home, and it wasn't a problem. But like we knew our neighbors there,
right?
And I know my neighbors here, but like one of them's an old guy, and one of them like comes home sporadically from her job, so like it's hard to tell when she's sleeping. So
right.
I don't want to disturb them. So it's
So you're a polite guy.
So polite.
So polite. Yeah. So let's talk about you've got. I'm thinking we want to start winding down by talking about like the business side of things.
Okay.
And not something either of us is super good at. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, but you put out one Soda Pop album. You're putting out a Dorsal Fun hashtag Dorsal Fun.
Thank you.
Album next month, you said?
Sometime in the next few weeks.
In the next few weeks, just whenever it gets figured out.
It's made. We just have to
decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. What do you have strategy towards monetizing art at all?
No.
No?
Nope.
You're just making stuff and hoping something happens? Is that kind of the...
Yeah, I just kind of throw it out into the universe, and people like it, they like it. I've made like maybe $50 off of that album in the last 3 years. So and that's including like online sales and stuff from people I don't know. And which is a cool thing when people you don't know buy your stuff. But no plans really. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like if you make it a job, it takes the fun out of it. And I mean, and I know it's necessary in this day and age. You shouldn't like do things for nothing. I don't know, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people have something to say, and I mean, in this day and age especially, you can say it on YouTube if you want to, and there's no like high standard for what you're gonna say. But I don't know. I feel like if I can get my message out there without resorting to other tactics, and just stay true to what my goal is, then I'm achieving something in itself. And if that means not making any money off of anything, that's fine. I'm definitely okay with that. I will play for free drinks at a bar, just because it's cool to hang out with people and share. Especially like now that I do like the painting thing at my shows, like it's a lot more interactive, and like that's kind of payment in itself, is just getting people out of their shells. Man, that sounds way too altruistic.
You fucking need the attention just like the rest of us.
Yeah. Please go buy my album.
No, I mean, I think you're a purist. I don't think that's I don't necessarily think that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a reality of kind of who you are. Is so much of it sucks, and you can feel the life drain out of it as you're hawking your wares. Go buy my album. This was a bad idea. Anywhere music is sold, or you can DM me.
It's so good. 10,000 views.
Yeah, it's a hit. I did the math. If I get 20 views a day, I get $36 at the end of the year.
God
so,
damn.
All right. Go listen to that shit on repeat.
Yeah.
But see, my soul dies a little bit every time, and you try to couch it in
that's the thing,
in irony, and it just sucks. I hate doing it.
Yeah, it's hard to take myself seriously enough to do that.
Right. Well, and I think what really turned the corner for me, which one made me work harder just on the craft of comedy, but also work harder in I need some valid financial reason to keep doing this, was I got married.
Yeah.
And suddenly the choice was, am I going to spend the night with my wife, or am I going to go do a show?
Right.
And if I'm not going to do that show for a good reason that helps my family, I'm kind of just being an asshole. I work a full-time job, and comedy's not something I can do at home as a hobby. I have to go out and do it. So if I'm going to do that, if I need to do that, I also need to make it financially viable. Hopefully one day.
Right.
I'm probably always going to have a job, but if I can make a little money and justify, my habit, that'll make things a little better.
Yeah. It's slightly different for me just because my partner is a musician as well.
That's true.
She plays shows, and it's, we have the understanding that, we get to play shows when we want to.
Right.
We're our own people. And that's important, I think. That's never been an issue for me personally.
Well, that's good. I mean,
it's different for everyone. But
it is.
In my particular situation, it did happen to work out, which is
Which I mean, and it can always, commitments always evolve and change.
Absolutely.
There could be, hey, we're having dinner with my parents. You can't.
Yeah.
And that's okay too.
Yeah, and if that were to happen, then
Yeah, you have to live a full life. If you're only living for the art, you're not really gonna make interesting art.
Yeah.
You
have to experience the life part of it to understand how to convey the art part.
Yeah, or none of it matters.
Yeah,
it really doesn't. And finding that balance is really fucking hard.
Yeah.
It can be, because you always feel like one is sacrificing the other.
Yeah.
And in some regards, both are sacrificing the other, but they also make the other better, because you're making something that matters to you. You're going to be a better person. Hopefully, you're going to be better to the people you love.
Yeah.
because you don't hate yourself for not making the thing.
Yeah, that's an important thing, man. I mean, art is a way to express those frustrations in life, and I mean, if you don't have that outlet, then it causes stress at home and stuff. I mean, no one really needs that. So I mean, it's I don't know. It's good in my situation because we both have our artistic outlets.
Yeah.
And Brittany, I mean, she draws and like she's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's.
She
herself.
Yeah, she's an artistic person, and she's been making jewelry for the past 3 months.
Has she?
In quarantine because she needed something to do, and she started making jewelry, and she's gotten way into it. And now she's selling stuff. Look her up, Brittany's Baubles Boutique on Facebook.
Oh,
People
nice.
buy her stuff so I can have nice things.
Oh man, good for her.
Yeah, she's already almost made as much money as I ever have on my album. Almost. It's been open for like 2 weeks. It's fucking great. I love it.
Business is booming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also not asking anybody to buy anything right now because I feel like it's
I'm
a
gonna
weird.
check out her selection.
Yeah, you might find she's got these ear hooks that like they're for ladies, but I've rocked them a couple times.
That sounds
they're
perfect.
beautiful. Yeah, they wrap around your ears and they have feathers on them and stuff.
Ooh.
It's just I feel so pretty.
I'm kind of sold on the feathers, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Actually, you might get down with that shit for Dorsal Fun. I'm not kidding. You might. Dorsal Fun's awesome. Their live shows are amazing. You should go see them if you live anywhere near Colorado Springs.
You should.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that ethos going forward, what do you think's gonna be? What's like the ideal career path for you? Where do you want the music to take you? Even if you decide, that it's okay if it doesn't. But what's the big dream?
Oh man, the big dream is if I could just write songs for other people to perform, and I wouldn't have to go out in public.
Bullshit. You're lying right now.
No.
I love you. You're lying. Yeah.
No, I think my biggest goal is like to write like film scores and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that would be ideal for me because I wouldn't have to be around people as much. I could just be in my little studio and coming up with sounds. But as far as like being with the band goes, like, I mean, I don't know how far it goes. I mean, I know the other guys are super interested in seeing where it goes, but I mean, life is ever changing. So I mean, who's to say that if this incarnation of Dorsal Fun will be the same as it is 5 years from now? Because I mean, we actually started the band with the idea in mind that like we would have a revolving cast of characters. Like people.
Well, and you guys,
in.
You play with April all the time.
Yeah. And so we still try to accomplish that. And I think that's the idea, is just to like get it to grow and collaborate more and like build up other artists and give them that outlet. I don't know. We've worked a little bit with like some of the guys from James Dean Martin, like here and there. Never like in an official capacity, unfortunately. But and of course, Sister Combo as well. But yeah. I don't know. I think that's my goal with it. It's just to see what we can do with anyone who's willing to join in with that vision.
Yeah. Do you think it's something like, maybe there's a touring component of the band, but if you can't go, you'd still be a part of the albums and stuff?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. I see Dorsal Fun the same way that Bruce Wayne saw Batman.
Yeah.
And that anyone could take up the mantle.
All right.
If they needed to. That's silly. But
No, I like that. I mean, and it's a cool idea. It's always interesting to see bands that operate like that. Like, it's like Yolo Tango, kind of like that.
Yeah, I think so. Or like a Broken Social Scene.
Yeah, Broken Social Scene for sure.
Yeah.
Except, are they all? They're from all over. They're like mostly from Canada. Yeah. I just got into them this year. I don't know.
They're really cool.
I don't know how I missed them, but they're really great.
I mean, if you can get like Feist and Isaac Brock and Joe Plummer all in the same band.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But only sometimes. Only when it's like
if they happen to be
convenient
in
for
town.
everybody. Yeah. It's just whoever's here is going to be a part of it.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. I don't know if hopefully after we start releasing some of our stuff online, it can grow to that, and like we can get like people in other towns to join in. But we'll see where the world takes it.
Nice. Yeah, you think you're always going to have a job?
In some capacity.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll always work for corporations, but hopefully in the future I would just work for myself in some capacity.
Yeah, find something that pays the bills.
Yeah, something in the business.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I always figured if like headcanon, we're going as far as I can go, I would probably be writing for TV and just doing stand up whenever I can. I think that's probably realistically like the only fiscally sound way I'd end up in the business,
right?
But
that could be cool too.
Oh, I would love. I especially if it's a good show.
Yeah.
You get cast. You get in the writers' room of a bad show. You're still making something and getting paid for it, and you can do the work to make it as good as you possibly can.
Yeah, at least you're putting yourself into it as much as you can.
Even if it doesn't pan out, but ideally you get staffed on a show like Parks and Rec or something. One of the, I mean that's the dream. I mean, you just I'll bring coffee. You don't have to give me an important job. I just want to be here. I want to be a part of it. But and then do stand up and write for myself too. But at the end of the day, it's a damn near impossible dream.
Yeah.
I'm pretty funny. And
you're hilarious.
Like people should hire me to write things, but I'm okay if that doesn't happen. I'm gonna write anything I can, and I'm gonna make the things I can. Until I die. I'm trying to live in a place where I'm happy either way.
Yeah, that's exactly the approach I take, actually. Yeah.
But I do try to shield my stuff mercilessly because, god damn it, it would be a whole lot cooler if I didn't have to have a day job.
Yeah, I think I advertised my album for like a couple of weeks and then just I was like, man, I'm probably annoying the shit out of people.
Yeah, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
I hit that 10,000 listens on Spotify. I'm done for a while. I'm gonna delete the app so I can't check the numbers.
Hey man,
I'm done for a little while.
It's admirable though. That's a good number.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to talk about, man? I feel like we've been rambling for a good long time.
That way?
Oh, and almost an hour.
Oh, okay. That's about a podcast.
You did good. I probably talked more than I needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can edit down some of the breaks and conversations.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna do any work here. So these people, I'm learning. I'll do better.
That's my bad. I'm not public speaking.
I'm not great at not having rambling conversations. So, yeah. But what are the things people should check out? What are the things you are selling if people are interested?
Oh man, there's always my Soda Pop Music's album, Some People Are Born After a While, which is on SoundCloud, Bandcamp. God damn it, I still haven't put it on Spotify.
You gotta put it on Spotify.
Soon to be on Spotify.
Yeah.
There's also hashtag Dorsal Fun in that band with Will Louth and Puppet, and we have a quote-unquote album dropping in the next few weeks called Garbage Gravy.
Nice. Garbage Gravy.
And
where's that gonna go?
That'll be on Bandcamp at least.
Okay. Cool.
We're pretty lazy about making different profiles.
Yeah, it's
not more about the music.
Man. It's not that it's hard to do. It's just that it's a thing you have to do, so you don't.
Yeah.
My album should have come out like a month earlier than it did, because even after you finally got it to me, it took me forever to actually release it. And I was hounding you, Soda, finish producing my album. Oh yeah, Soda produced my comedy album, by the way.
I did.
I should have said that up front. I'm a bad friend. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't do a great job.
No, you did a great job. It sounded exactly like I wanted to sound. It was a punk rock album. I should have turned I should have turned the fan off before the show started.
Everyone would have been dying in that room.
Yeah, it was hot as fuck. Anyway, guys, do you have social media profiles for? I can't remember.
I do have Facebook for Soda Pop Music and Dorsal Time. It's without the hashtag on Facebook.
Right.
They wouldn't let us have the hashtag.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Fuck that.
Bandcamp actually does have the hashtag though.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. They're both really good bands. You should check them out, and if you see Soda Pop, you should give them $50.
Exactly.
I'll do my social media shit in the intro, so I'm not going to do it now. But thanks for listening, everybody, and I hope this was an enjoyable rambling conversation with my good buddy Soda Pop. And we will see you next time when I have a catchphrase.
Yeah.